China's $330 billion technology titan Tencent just posted a surprise boost in earnings, 30% in the third quarter, surprised analysts. Robyn, you know, this stock has been beat up this year a lot, and analysts seemed fairly negative on it. What happened? How did Tencent pull this one off?
That's right. So Tencent had a really big quarter. You know, like you said, their earnings surprised everyone. A lot of people were quite anxious and nervous. So Tencent, the gaming company, has been hit particularly hard by a industry-wide ban on new games from Chinese regulators. So a lot of people were quite nervous. The stock has been down about 33% already. So
that's
they really,
year to date.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So then they surprised everyone on the upside, and that's largely driven by a one-off gain from one of their stakes in a listed company, Meituan Dianping, that recently went public. But then if you look a bit closer, surprisingly, some of their other bits, like advertising and cloud and payments, are actually doing quite well, which was quite unexpected, I think.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because you called it the gaming company, and traditionally, you know, a lot of people, you know, analysts have pointed out that, you know, while Tencent is known for having this popular chat app, WeChat, and this payment system that's built in within it, like an electronic wallet, that in fact it was traditionally been this video gaming company and was kind of overexposed to that sector.
Right.
It does look like these guys came back a bit.
Yeah, so financially, gaming has been sort of the core of the business as a percentage of revenue, and most likely for their profits as well. But then this quarter, you know, the advertising particularly, you know, the sales were up, you know, almost 50% year on year compared year on year. So, and you know, so cloud, payments, and advertising, you know, they now account for roughly 45% of total revenue. So it looks like, you know, these diversification efforts from Tencent to reduce its reliance on gaming is starting to, you know, pay off slowly now.
But presumably gaming still is important,
Yes.
and has to come through.
Yeah.
I mean, how are they positioned? And what is your anticipation of how long the regulatory crackdown is going to last, and how that plays out?
Right, so no one actually knows is the short answer to that. So this regulatory ban has been in place since March, and it follows a wider reorganization of some of the top regulators in Beijing. So it's not clear when this is actually going to be resolved, and the company, you know, doesn't know as well, and they have no updates. But having said that, Tencent is quite well positioned to weather, you know, a prolonged industry freeze, and that's because they already have a pretty good, you know, portfolio of games that had been released before, and it seems to be doing quite well. So Honor of Kings, you know, not as many people are playing, but it's still bringing in quite a lot of revenue. And on top of that, Tencent does already have a pipeline of games that had already been approved but not yet released. So
they
they
also
have about 15.
bought some games that had been approved to bring them into the pipeline.
Right. So
that
they
was
are
well-timed.
Exactly. So they are still releasing new games, and you know, and some are doing quite well, and some are quite lucrative at this point.
Well, so this sounds defensive, but I mean, competitively, if the longer this lasts, I mean, Tencent compared to competitors, are they actually poised to benefit from consolidation, or like,
yes,
do they
I think so.
expect rivals to?
Yeah, so Tencent is already the huge market leader globally and in China as well. Its second largest competitor in China is NetEase, and you know, I think this regulatory crackdown, you know, will in the long term benefit the huge incumbents like Tencent and NetEase. But the difference is that Tencent, because they are, you know, stronger than everyone else, that they can actually gain market share at this point.
And NetEase isn't that diversified, right?
No, so NetEase is a bit more reliant on gaming. It's much smaller. It's about, you know, it's a less than $30 billion company. And it doesn't have a lot of the advantages that Tencent have. So Tencent, for example, has WeChat, which is their chat and social network, which has, you know, over 1 billion monthly active users. You know, so that gives them a huge advantage over any rival, because they can just push out services, games to a huge user base.
Basically, everybody in China is on this app.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that all sounds pretty good. They got a little stock pop off of the earnings beat. We'll see how sustainable it is.